Can I sell my merchant residual portfolio? This is a key question, Patty. Every sales rep needs to ask this question if they sell merchant services.
You need to ask this question right out.
Right out at the beginning. Like
Yeah.
whether you've been selling for a day or 5 years, it's time to stop for a second. And let me give you 3 really important questions that you can ask. Number 1, do I own my merchant residual? So again, we've talked about in other videos about what is a merchant residual portfolio, but just to clarify,
Right.
you're out there selling business owners credit card processing. These business owners are paying fees to the processor. There are costs. Fees minus cost equals margin or profit, and your processing company or your ISO, they're going to pay you a percentage of that profit.
Right.
But do you own the residual? So reach out to your ISO today, right now, before you make another sale. Reach out to your ISO, reach out to your processor and say, do I own my residual income?
Now, let me just ask you,
Yeah.
because as I understand it, there are sometimes some requirements in
There
there.
are.
Right? Like
Indeed.
maybe you need to achieve a minimum
Yes.
number of merchants
Yes.
or something like
Right.
that, right?
So let me give you the 3 questions I like to ask, and this will kind of simplify it I think, for most of the agents. Like
Okay.
when you call the ISO, question number 1, do I own my residual?
Mm-hmm.
Question number 2 is, hypothetically, let's say I build up $1,000 a month in residual,
Right.
and I get hit by a bus.
Yeah.
Do I still get paid my residual? And show me in the contract where it says
Where
that.
it says that. Right?
Because if the person, this is funny, I've had people say, well, I'll take care of you.
Mhm.
I
Oh,
say,
yeah.
well, what if you get hit by a bus? right?
Right.
I want to know. I want to see it in the contract. How do I know I'm going to get paid? Right.
Right.
So that's super important. And then the third question, Patty, is, can I sell my residual to the highest bidder?
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of ISOs will say, yes, you own your residual.
Right.
Right? Yes, you get paid if you get hit by a bus.
Mhm.
But the only way you can sell it is if you sell it back to them.
Right.
And they may, think about it. If you're trying to sell a car and you can only sell it to one person,
Yeah.
are you going to get a better price if you could sell it to 50 people?
Right.
Well, obviously, the more people bidding on your car, the better price,
Sure.
So the idea is you want to be able to sell your residual to a third party.
And presumably, I mean, in a lot of these contracts, the ISO has a right of first refusal, right?
Of course.
Right.
So the right of first refusal is totally fine. What that means is that your ISO might say, well, you can get bids from other people,
Mm-hmm.
but we have the right to match that bid. So whatever, if you get the best offer you can get and then we'll match that offer, that's
Right.
totally fine.
Okay.
But if they say you can't even get an offer from anybody else, you can only sell it to us, well, that could potentially be a problem unless they're guaranteeing you a really, really
Well,
high
that was what I was
multiple.
going to ask. If they're guaranteeing you,
Yeah.
a multiple of 20 or something like that.
Yeah, if you're guaranteed, I would say anything 25x and above, you're pretty safe. You know what I mean? Unless you're going to build a massive ISO or something.
Right,
I
right.
think 25x or above, if they're guaranteeing that, that's going to be tough for a third party to match.
beat, right? Yeah. Okay.
So you got to make sure you own it. What are a few other things that we had, Patty? We had some notes in here. And by the way, the notes we're reading right now are from the guide to
Right.
selling your merchant portfolio. All you have to do is go to ccsalespro.com/buyout.
Right.
Click the link below this video. We have it there too. It's a free, very, very extensive, definitive guide to selling your merchant residual portfolio, absolutely free of charge.
Right.
No cost whatsoever. So make sure you do that.
So here's another quick question I wanted
Sure.
to ask, because I know that this comes up and this came up in our guide too. What if the ISO decides he wants to sell or she or
Right. They want to sell it.
the portfolio?
Yeah, so
what's the issue there?
Yeah, so this happens a lot. So you need to make sure that in your agreement, it's got to say that if the company you're working for, what if they decide to sell out? So Patty's talking about, you need to have the option to keep your portfolio.
Right.
I've seen a lot of them where they actually have a term in there that says, hey, if we decide to sell, we're going to give you a 12x.
And that's it. You're gone.
And you're done.
Yeah.
Well, then you build up $10,000 a month, you get a check for $120,000, and then you don't make any more money. Meanwhile, they sold for a 35x or whatever because they're a
Right.
huge company, and they just made a huge spread on your income. So you got to make sure.
Yeah. So the thing here, really, I think to think about is knowledge is power.
Right.
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 You need to know what that
Yes.
agreement guarantees you.
Yes.
And you need to stay on top of it.
Yes. So just always remember, you need to have your agent agreement. You need to understand what's in it. You need to go to ccsalespro.com/buyout, download the free guide.
Right.
Go through it point by point, because if you want to build an asset, you need to make sure that you're legally able to do that.
Right. That it's legally yours.
Yeah. Do you own your portfolio? That's
Yeah.
the big question.
Important question. So ccsalespro.com/buyout. Check it out.
Awesome.